Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. The Ides of March are upon us. Today, I want to talk about personality. Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we? Um, Specifically, the idea that personality is fixed and unchangeable. It's about as outdated as an iPod, and I know some of you out there still use an iPod, so let me explain. Okay. For years, we're told that personalities were set in stone, like Kris Jenner's face, but recent scientific research has shown that we can actually mold and shape our own traits. That means if you're an introverted worrier who's always stressed out, you can actually become carefree, outgoing social butterfly. Yeah. And if you're like me, smartass, trying to tell jokes, well, just keep on doing what you're doing. So, how do you change your personality? It's simple, really. You just have to make a conscious effort to change your behavior. For example, if you want to be more outgoing, try striking up a conversation with a stranger. Or if you want to be more organized, I don't know, make a to-do list. It's not rocket science, folks. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Tom, isn't your personality determined by your genes and your upbringing? Yeah, sure. If you want to be a Debbie Downer about it, but let me ask you this. Did you stay the exact same person you were in high school? If you answered yes, then I kind of feel sorry for you. But for the rest of us who've evolved since then, congratulations. You just proved personality can change over time. So what does this mean for all of us? It means we got the power to shape our own destiny. It means we don't have to be slaves to our own personality. We can be whoever we want to be. Unless you want to be Don Lemon, then I can't help you. The idea that personalities are fixed is about as relevant as a Blockbuster video store. We have the power to change who we are, to become better versions of ourselves, to go out there and be the person you've always wanted to be. Unless you want to be a Kardashian, then please, for the love of God, don't do that. So, you might be stuck with the same personality you had since birth, but with a little effort, the right strategy, you can become the person you want to be. Go forth, be awesome. And remember, as Aristotle said, we become what we repeatedly do. Now, maybe that quote wasn't actually a guy. Maybe that actually wasn't Aristotle. It was a guy named Will Durant who wrote it about Aristotle, but you get my point. Look, I have been repeatedly awesome for years now, and so take it from me. It works. My name, Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Oh, hey everybody. Hang on 30 seconds. Something is happening right outside and I need to check what it is. I'm really sorry, but my alarm is going off. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, it stopped. Thanks. Thanks for being patient. Sorry about that little interruption there. You know, when the alarm goes off and what do you do? This is a home studio. So it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about personality, right? So recent scientific research, it's shown that personality is not necessarily permanent. It's not totally fixed. And with the right strategies, you can mold your core traits into something that you desire, right? You know, the big five personality traits: extroversion, conscientiousness, agreeableness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. Essentially, those are all used, big in psychology. The big five is what they call them. And pretty much every BuzzFeed quiz about, you know, which Friends cast member are you, or whatever, they're all based on these big five personality traits. But they've scored people and they've worked on specific traits with people, and their scores have changed over time. So it totally is possible. Now, if you're super happy with who you are, that's awesome, and I applaud you for that. I kind of like who I am when I have a microphone. I like who I am. I like my personality when I'm teaching, when I'm teaching a class. Hang on. It's worrying when your car alarm is going off. Okay, I got a live feed of it. No one's messing with my car, so that's good. Sorry for the interruption there. Anyway, oh man. But you know, I like where I am when I'm on the microphone. I like when I'm teaching class. But sometimes I don't like my own personality. I can be a little overbearing sometimes. I can get really focused on one thing, and yeah. So I'm working on it as well. And I'm glad to see that it actually is possible. Because like many of you, I thought it was fixed. I thought it was a fixed thing. Your personality, you see a baby, that's their personality like that. That's what they are when they're an adult. But we can mold it a little bit. So I just wanted to share that idea with you today on this Big Idea Wednesday. Because I think that is a big idea that, you know, you can work on. Now, one thing that I have heard, for example, if you get embarrassed easily, you know, go out and trip in public, fall down in public, do something embarrassing like that. Well, the first time you do it, it might be mortifying. Do it a second time. Do it a third time. Keep doing it until it doesn't bother you anymore. You know, you're going to be hard-pressed to find like a Jehovah's Witness that hasn't mastered the skill of going up and ringing a doorbell and talking to a complete stranger, right? They've done it enough times that they've changed their personality so that they can do that. They're more outgoing. They can talk to strangers just by repeatedly doing the thing that you want to get better at. So that's the thing. That was the main thing I wanted to talk about on that point. Well, we got a good show today. This Ides of March 15th, 2023. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. Putin has rejected a theory about the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. I'm going to talk about celebrity weight loss and a warning about that. Argentina's inflation, out of control. Gwenneth Paltrow has been called an almond mom, and it's very funny meme going around. I want to tell you about that. And for some good news, hang on for this, because you may be able to win an all-expense trip to Finland to learn how to be more happy. That's going to be in the good news today. So let's first get to the story about Vlad. All right, let's get to that. Okay. And real quick, just an update from yesterday. The 5 Iranian girls that were doing the TikTok dance to the Selena Gomez song in Iran without their headscarves, well, they were caught and detained. And they were made to go out and dress appropriately to the same place that they filmed this and record an apology video. That they regret doing it. And so fortunately, hopefully that's all that will happen to these girls. They were forced to make an apology video and put a headscarf on. So that's just an update from the story yesterday. But let's get to Putin, shall we? Russian President Vladimir Putin has dismissed allegations that Ukrainians could have been behind the explosion that damaged the Nord Stream gas pipelines in the Baltic Sea last year as sheer nonsense, and instead pointed the finger at the U.S. The Ukrainian government has denied involvement. German media reports suggested that investigators believe a Ukrainian-owned company in Poland hired 5 men and a woman, because they're diverse, right? Who used a yacht to carry out the attack. However, Putin insisted that the U.S. had a motive to stage the explosion to halt supplies of cheap Russian natural gas to Germany and to provide it with more expensive liquefied natural gas. So what you're telling me, if I want to understand this correctly, you're telling me that the only one that had the motive was the United States. We had, Victoria Nuland. We had Joe Biden saying that they were going to take care of that pipeline. The pipeline was taken care of, and Putin's not buying it, that it was a couple of people on a yacht. I don't buy it either. I mean, do you buy that? Typically, if you're going to do deep sea explosives, right, there's only few people in the world that are able to do deep sea ammunitions, and not a whole lot of people can do that. 1,000 pounds of explosives they took out on a yacht. That's the story that they're peddling, that they want us to believe. Vladimir Putin's not buying it. I'm not buying it. That does not mean, I want to make clear, that does not mean that I am in lockstep with Vladimir Putin. No, we just happen to agree that the story that a couple people on a yacht did it is nonsense. And I think it's pretty clear to anyone that looks into it or has read the Cy Hirsch report. If you haven't read it yet, it's a nice long, 5,000 word essay. Kind of Cy Hirsch laid out exactly how the Nord Stream 2 pipeline attack happened, and you can just Google it and read about it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Excellent reporter. He's never had to retract anything that he's ever put out there. Award winner. Pulitzer Prize winner. That's on one side. The other side is a silly story of a couple people on a yacht. So anyway, that's the update on that. So let's get to the next story about celebrity weight loss. And I do want to say, if you are not watching this show live, if you're not watching it live, if you're watching a replay, everything is time-coded. So you can skip to the next story if you choose to do that. If you're like, I don't care about this celebrity weight loss, I want to go to the next story, you can just click on it. The time code, there'll be a scrub bar on YouTube, and there's time codes in the description of the video. So if you're not watching it live, you can click on the time codes and advance to the next story. You don't have to sit through me babbling on about a topic you don't care about. So there we go. But let's get to celeb weight loss. All right, celeb weight loss. Oh, yeah. Well, Dr. Peter Attia, a Texas-based doctor, has warned that weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, which contain peptide semaglutide, which can cause muscle loss in addition to weight loss. The drugs slow down digestion and make a person feel fuller for longer, leading to weight loss. However, Dr. Attia believes that the FDA doesn't take into account the type of weight lost in studies, whether it's muscle or fat. Patients who've taken the drug have reportedly lost a lot of muscle mass at an alarming rate. Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer of the drug, stated they didn't specifically study the drug's impact on muscle mass, because who would want to know that, right? But the patients who lost muscle also lost fat. So they're saying, good enough. Right? Celebrities like Chelsea Handler and Elon Musk have admitted to taking the drug. So that is one thing, you only get what you look for. And if you don't look for something, you don't find it. So yes, they didn't study if these drugs caused muscle loss. I don't think anybody needs muscle loss, do they? But they didn't look for muscle loss, so therefore they didn't find any muscle loss. Why do we have regulations? I mean, why? You would think you're making a weight loss drug. You should probably find out if you're losing fat or muscle. But guess it doesn't matter. And if you're a celebrity, it's real important how you look. So I guess maybe you don't care if it's unhealthy what you're doing. I get it. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you have been thinking of trying these drugs. I know that one of them was a punchline, I think, in the Oscars the other night. So that's the first time I heard about it. But I just wanted to give you a warning about what I learned about that. And now let's talk about Argentina. Okay, Argentina. Inflation out of control. Their inflation rate in Argentina rose past 100% for the first time in 3 decades, reaching 102.5% in February compared to the previous year, making it one of the highest in the world. Rising prices, particularly in food and drink, have contributed to the 13th straight month of a monthly inflation rate above 4%. The government has subsidized protected foreign exchange rates for specific sectors of the economy to combat the rising prices and depreciation of pesos, including they got $1 Malbec and for wine producers and $1 Coldplay for concert organizers. Recently, a supermarket owned by the parents of Lionel Messi was attacked for their price hikes. So things have been getting out of control. Inflation down in Latin America, down in Argentina. Never been to Argentina, but I'd love to go. I would absolutely love to go to Argentina. Perhaps I can make that happen this year, because I would like to go to some more places in Latin America. But 100% inflation, that's not good. But I'm thinking about the inflation that we have, and I don't trust the numbers at all. They're saying it's gone up a little bit, it's gone up a little bit. Nonsense. I can't believe how much the inflation has gone up. And I'll just give you one example. Brussels sprouts at Trader Joe's are up 50%. 50%. That's a lot. That's a lot. And if things keep going at this rate, we could have 100% inflation in this country as well. I don't think that they would ever report it as being that high. But, wow, the price of things has really gotten out of control. But this is a warning coming from Argentina. All countries have different rates at different times, and we'll just have to see how things work here. But I don't see a real... in the short term, I think there's still going to be a lot more inflation coming. At least that's my prediction. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments. Now, let us get to Almond Mom, Gwenneth Paltrow. Okay, Almond Mom, Gwen. Are you familiar with the meme, the Almond Mom? It's from, I think it's one of the Real Housewives or something like that, where like Bella Hadid's mom if I remember correctly, she was telling her daughter, just have 2 almonds rather than a meal. So this is like really bad. The meme is really bad advice on diets. Well, Gwenneth Paltrow's daily wellness routine has gone viral after she discussed it on a podcast, earning her the nickname Mother of All Almond Moms on social media. The routine, which includes intermittent fasting, soup or bone broth for lunch, an hour of exercise, dry brushing, 30 minutes of infrared sauna, and a paleo dinner consisting mainly of vegetables, was criticized by some commentators for its lack of variety and potential impact on her health. The conversation sparked by the viral clip has led to the discussion about the concept of wellness and its meaning. So I think it's fun. I think Gwenneth Paltrow is a fun person to just kind of laugh at. Just because she's rich and beautiful and seemingly has everything going for her. So those are the type of people that it's okay to drag. It's okay to criticize about this kind of stuff. Older blonde lady, you can call her Almond, queen of all almond moms. Guess that's still acceptable. We can make fun of her. But she's had a long history of kind of bad health advice. But she looks great. So there may be something to it. Bone broth for lunch? I don't know how filling that would be for me. Right now, I am starving. And I know that as soon as this show is done, I'm going to have a salmon burger or something. Can't imagine. Yay! I need to rush home and have some bone broth. But I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And I'd never heard the term almond mom before the article that I had today. So I thought that was also a fun term that I would share with you. See if you can use it this week. Call someone an almond mom. All right. Visit Finland. There we go. Look at those northern lights. Nice. Visit Finland. The tourism arm of Finland is offering an all-expenses-paid retreat to attend a masterclass on happiness. The retreat is in response to Finland being named the world's happiest country by the World Happiness Report for 5 consecutive years. The retreat will be held from June 12th to 15th at the Kuru Resort in Finland and will connect participants with expert coaches who will guide them toward a balanced way of life that promotes happiness the Finnish way. Applications are open until April 2nd, and travel expenses for 10 people selected will be covered, including flights and accommodations. Applicants can apply individually or with one other person, and you can do this at visitfinland.com. There's a link there to fill it out for yourself. But I think this would be fun. Now, I looked into applying for this. I thought, maybe I'll apply for it. I would love go to Finland. I haven't been to Finland in long time. Long time. Last time I was in Finland, I took the Trans-Siberian Railroad. Now that's closed because of, some war or something that's going on there. But I think that would be a lot of fun. They're only picking 10 people, and it's one of these things that it's just they're trying to get some promotion on social media. So what they're looking for is you fill out the application, and then they want you to promote it on your social media page. And so they won't necessarily choose people that are influencers or whatever. You don't need a huge following, but you probably do. I don't know. They're only picking 10 people, but a lot better odds in this than there are Powerball. And how many people play Powerball, right? Ton of people play Powerball. You got no chance in Powerball. This is a trip to Finland. So yeah, it might be worth the 10 minutes it takes to fill out the online application. I may do it myself. See what happens. These type of things, I never expect to win anything like this. But it could be fun. And it would be really cool to be around experts in happiness. I do think that you can learn something from this. Not every expert is good, obviously, but I'd like to hang out with an expert in happiness because I could go for some tips. Also, Finland is beautiful, especially in June. Right? That's the time you want to go. I was there in like March. Don't want to go in that time. Although what you can do then is you can go from the sauna, right? And then you can run out and jump into the snow and then run back into the sauna. Right? So you can have that experience. But really cold in March, June, that's the time to go to Finland. And that's when they're having this contest. So you can check that out. That's what I got for you today. Stick around the after show. I will address your comments. If you've made it this far, you can help me out by hitting that like button. I'm saying 50 likes. Probably need 50 views to get 50 likes, but who knows? Maybe we can get both 50 views and 50 likes. Perhaps someday. We'll see. But anyway, that's what I got for you today. Stick around for the after show, and I'll see you there. Until tomorrow. Peace. All right. Thanks, everyone, for sticking around in the after show. I do appreciate that. I just checking the other sites so I can mention the 2 or 3 people that were there. Over on Rumble, we got Duggo says hi. Tobias is here with some fire in the chat. I appreciate y'all being over there on Rumble. Perhaps someday Rumble will grow to have the kind of community that we have over here on YouTube, which I really, really appreciate. But let's go through the chat again. We got the regulars in the front hitting us up with the coffee and the flames and the tiki masks in the chat. What's up, Apothecary John, Miranda, Natasha? Do we need to refresh or will it just start? Usually it should just start is how it works. I look for my clock to change to 12, and then that's when I hit the thing to start. Occasionally, I just might not be paying attention, and I don't hit it exactly at that time. So probably need like a big timer or something, to keep me on track. Let's see. Reinvent yourself like the woman in Burn After Reading. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I don't remember a whole lot about that movie other than, Brad Pitt being really fun in it. But I don't remember that movie. But perhaps that's a good tip there. Thanks, John. I was way. Nice chair. Oh, yeah, you got to see the chair when I got up to run because my car alarm was going off. Twice it went off during the show. I don't know what's happening with that. And then I looked on the camera, nothing. Everything was fine. Maybe it was a squirrel. Who knows? I'm gonna stop being conscientious so I can blend in better. Okay. Boom. There's one going off here too. I suppose that is an alarm. Car alarm, probably a cat or raccoon. Yeah, raccoons only come around here at night. I don't see raccoons during the day. But, boy, I live near a very large wildlife area, not to out where I live. So I do get wildlife in my yard, and I do get raccoons. I've also had nutria, and if you don't know what that is, they're scary. They're big looking, these big South American looking rats. Not rats, but I don't know. They look like a big rat. But I've got that here as well. It's tough. You are a seed. You are a possibility. Okay. Doug hit us up with the 5th like. That's cool. We're hitting at 9. We got 11 likes right now on YouTube. I appreciate that. If you haven't hit a like yet, thanks for doing so now. I appreciate that. My son has a stuffed monkey, says Miranda K. When he was a toddler, and anytime he messed up, he'd tell us, "Monkey did it." Well, that is a good personality, and that's a good that's a good strategy. I don't suppose that worked on anyone, but that's fun. He grew up to be a rock musician. Nice. I'm getting a lot of buffering. I'm sorry about the buffering. I'm gonna keep playing with the things, and I have I will be getting some different internet service soon that supposedly has a lot better upload speed. So hopefully that will fix it. Is this about Ozempic? Yes, Ozempic is one of those drugs. Who are the celebrities in the graphic? Who are the celebrities? I think one of them is Kim Kardashian, and the other was John Goodman. That's who they were. I just Googled celeb weight loss. I don't think necessarily they took those drugs. I just pulled up a graphic. Don't cry for me, Argentina. That's right. It says, I met a girl like that on Omegle. Now, I've heard of that site. I know that it's some kind of chat site, but I've never seen that. As well, from Turkey, she would post on Facebook about the revolution some years ago. Yeah, I think we're talking about the Iranian girls. Yeah, lots going on in the world, and that's why I try to be on the lookout for other stories so that it's not necessarily America-centric. I'm always trying to find interesting stories. I only bring stories that I find interesting from around the world, just because I don't think most people concentrate on that. So I try to bring those up. Pretty and wealthy, but no fun to take to lunch. Yeah, probably not a good lunch date, but it's still Gwenneth Paltrow. A lot of fun. She's exploring alternative healing modalities. And yes, it's overpriced in boutiques and promotes certain dangerous practices, but that is something sorely needed in the food pharma poison cycle, says Arya. I agree. You know what? I will agree with that. I do think that it's important just to be open and to try new things, and you want to be someone that is trying new things, doing different things. You don't want to be the person that just goes along with everything all the time, right? You want to be a main character, right? You don't want to be a side character. Let's see. Yeah, I do. Do I follow Scott Ritter? Yes, I know Scott Ritter. I don't follow everything that he does, but he does talk a lot about what is going on in global politics, especially over there in Eastern Europe. And he is a bit of an expert there. And like everyone, I don't agree with everything that anybody says, but I agree with a lot of Scott Ritter, and I think he is worth your time. If you see him on a video, click it, because I think he has a lot of good insight. So, yeah. Yes, he was a UN arms inspector. And then he did the naughty thing and said there were no weapons of mass destruction. So you know what happens in this country when you go against the narrative, right? Usually doesn't go well, right? So happiness experts say no TV, no internet. I don't know. I think you can be happy and have TV and have internet. Probably too much doesn't make you happier, right? At a certain point, there's diminishing returns. You know, often at night we're just like, let me just read one more article. Let me see 18 more TikToks. Let me just do a little bit more, a little bit more. At that point, you're not getting any happier, for sure. You know, but I think everything in moderation, right? And let's see. I think he's been on Redacted, but they haven't mentioned his past accomplishments or wasn't paying attention. Okay. And Monkey did it equals Ukraine did it. Perhaps. Anyway, not sure about all this buffering we're getting today. I'll keep working on it, making the show better. But thanks for all the chat. I really like the community that's developed here in the chat on YouTube. Hopefully, some of the other platforms as well can get some more people and get some more community built there. But thanks for being here. And I hope you all have a glorious day. Just remember, if you want to, you might be able to change your personality just a little bit. It's possible. It's possible. So that's my thought for the day. Hope you all have a glorious day. I'll see you next time. Peace.